सुबह के 10 बज रहे हैं। मुझे फटाफट तैयार होना है ऑफिस के लिए और लगातार मेरा फ़ोन बज रहा है। मेरे मैनेजर को रिपोर्ट चाहिए, मेरे एडमिशन टीम को मुझसे डेटा चाहिए, मार्केटिंग टीम को एक वर्कबुक ड्राफ्ट चाहिए। उफ, कितना प्रेशर है ना। एक्सक्यूज मी, ये प्रेशर नहीं है। When you fail to manage your stakeholders, then this pressure is created. So don't call it a pressure because it is that you failed to manage your stakeholders. Stakeholders? चलिए आज जानते हैं कि अपने stakeholders को कैसे मैनेज करते हैं, stakeholders क्या होते हैं, क्यों ये ज़रूरी है, और इसके साथ ही साथ हम ये जानेंगे कि इनके साथ हम अपने टास्क को कैसे प्रायोरिटाइज कर सकते हैं एज पर द stakeholders. नमस्ते, नमस्कार, मेरा नाम आकांक्षा सिंह है और आपका मेरे चैनल पे स्वागत है शाइन एंड सॉफ्ट स्किल्स विद आकांक्षा सिंह। ओके, तो चलिए बात करते हैं स्टेक होल्डर्स कौन होते हैं। स्टेक होल्डर्स वो लोग होते हैं जो आपके काम से डायरेक्ट या इनडायरेक्ट वे में जुड़े हुए हैं, जिनका काम आपके ऊपर डिपेंडेंट है। आप उनको नहीं करके दोगे तो डिलेज होंगे, काम ठीक से नहीं होगा, आगे प्रोसेस नहीं हो पाएगा। So these are the stakeholders who are associated with your work and with you. Okay. So now why it is important? Because काम flow में रहे, continuous रहे, कोई delay ना हो, proper time पे complete हो, results time पे deliver हो, इस वजह से stakeholder management is very important. But stakeholder management के साथ साथ हमें ये भी पता होना चाहिए कि stakeholders के कौन से task को किस तरीके से हम prioritize करेंगे तो हमारा टाइम भी एफिशिएंटली मैनेज होगा। सो डोंट वरी, ज़्यादा घबराने वाली बात नहीं है। मैं इसीलिए यहीं पे हूँ ताकि मैं आपको ये गाइड कर पाऊँ। तो सबसे पहला स्टेप है कि आपको अपने स्टेक होल्डर्स को खोज निकालना है, आइडेंटिफाई करना है। आपको कौन काम दे रहा है, आपको किससे काम है, किसको पहले काम देना है, किसको आप रिपोर्ट कर रहे हो, किससे डेटा मंगाना है, किसको डेटा शेयर करना है, किसको चीज़ें अगर हम नहीं भेजेंगे विल बी इम्पैक्टेड विद डिलेज। ठीक है, सो ये सारी चीज़ें जब हम लिस्ट डाउन करेंगे तो हमें एग्जैक्टली पता लगेगा कि कौन मेरा स्टेक होल्डर प्रॉपरली किस कैटेगरी में फॉल कर रहा है। और जब पूरे के प्रोसेस, हर एक काम का एक प्रोसेस होता है, राइट। आप किसी प्रोफाइल पे होगे, आप कोई प्रोसेस फॉलो करते होगे, मैं किसी प्रोफाइल पे हूँ तो मैं भी कोई प्रोसेस फॉलो करती हूँ। एंड इन दैट प्रोसेस वी हैव डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स विद हुम वी इंगेज, राइट। सो जब हम ये लिस्ट डाउन करेंगे तो हम लोगों को क्लैरिटी आएगी कौन है जिससे मुझे बात करनी है। तब जब वो क्लैरिटी आ जाएगी तो हम आगे आसानी से बढ़ सकते हैं। हमने आइडेंटिफाई कर लिया स्टेक होल्डर्स को। नाउ आफ्टर आइडेंटिफाइंग देम, लिस्टिंग देम डाउन, वी नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट आर देयर एक्सपेक्टेशंस। ठीक है, सो एक्सपेक्टेशन में हमें 4 चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना है कि व्हाट आर देयर नीड्स, एट व्हाट टाइम प्रेफरेबली दे नीड द टास्क टू बी डन, हाउ फ्रीक्वेंटली दे आस्क फॉर द टास्क which they are asking right now, and what is the format for sharing that particular work. If the data team is asking for certain data, so what is the proper data, what is the proper format for sharing that data. So these 4 things are really important to know which stakeholder wants what. And when you understand the needs, half the battle is won. Step 3 is communication. That's a game changer. 90% of your task would be done over here. If somebody is asking for an update, if somebody is asking for a data, so there are few tips that you can consider while communicating to your stakeholders, that always update them on time or beforehand. Okay, don't wait for the last minute time that you are mailing them or updating them or informing them. Never assume anything from your end. Okay, always have a clear communication so that you both are on the same page. Share timelines clearly. This will help you really in focusing on other parts also. Ki if I have this much timeline, then I can plan for the other task as well. In case there is a delay in that work, always try to make sure that you inform them in advance. And always communicate in a polite and assertive tone. So for example, if you have got some work and you are already occupied with something, just don't say this, that I can't do this. You can mention it, I can deliver it by 5 p.m. Will that work for you? Okay, so over here you are being polite and assertive to the other person. Fourth is building trust. And it is really a very deep topic for discussion. But over here, I want you to please focus on these four things which I am telling you right now. Trust is your real currency. And how we can build trust that we deliver it on time. What we have promised, we'll be delivering that on time. If we have made any mistake, accept that professionally. Don't give any excuses and be transparent. When your stakeholders trust you, they support you. These were few tips for managing your stakeholders and how you can do it. First, identify your stakeholders, then understand what their needs are, build a transparency, that trust, and give 100% to your communication. Okay. Now coming to time management. Now you know who all are there as your stakeholders, what are their expectations, and how you need to communicate with them. But now the time management factor involves over here, because every stakeholder demands something or other at the same time. Okay? Then how you can prioritize those tasks and deliver it on time to each of the stakeholders to keep your work smoother, stress-free and easier. टाइम मैनेजमेंट क्यों फेल हो जाता है? बिकॉज टाइम मैनेजमेंट इज नॉट अ प्रॉब्लम. चीज़ों को प्रायोरिटाइज करना इज अ प्रॉब्लम. हम मैनेज तो कर लेंगे, चलो इतने से इतने देर में हमें ये काम कर लेना है, बट जितने तरह के टास्क हम एक दिन में करते हैं उनको किस तरीके से प्रायोरिटाइज करें, दैट इज अ मेजर प्रॉब्लम दैट वी आर फेसिंग. सो एक सोल्यूशन है, ईजेनहायर मैट्रिक्स होता है, ये टूल है विच इज गोइंग टू हेल्प यू इन प्रायोरिटाइजिंग योर टास्क. So there are 4 quadrants over here, and each quadrant is divided into different segments where you can prioritize as a most priority, like P1, P2, P3, P4. P1 is the most prioritized task and P4 is the least priority work for you. Okay, and how we decide that? If some task is very important as well as urgent, then it is P1, priority 1. If any task is not urgent but important, that is P2. If any task is urgent but not important, then P3. And if the task is neither important nor urgent, then it is P4. What you have to do in P1 case, you have to do it then and there. P2 case, you can take a little delay to that work. P3, where the task is urgently required to be done, but it is not important for you right now, so you can delegate that task to somebody else. P4, where the task is not very important, not very urgent, then you can just ignore that task for that moment. So how to prioritize your task? I'll help you with the Eisenhower matrix, which explains very beautifully that how you can prioritize your each and every task in a day. Okay, or for a week or for a month. So in a day, if I get 4 tasks, for example, I have to share one content with my manager. Second, I need to share a data which is required but can be sent by EOT. I need to prepare a workbook which is required next month. I need to coordinate with the trainers for the training purpose, which needs to be scheduled for the next week. Okay, now over here I would list down the things which are required by me, and I'll see that which task is important and urgent together, which task is important but not urgent, which task is currently required but not as important for me to do that, and which task is really not urgent and not important. Over here I would first go with the content which is being asked by my manager right now. Okay. Second, the EOD task. The data has asked for the data. I'll go for the P2, priority 2 task. That is really not urgent required, but it is important to be done by me. Okay. Then I have to align with the trainers for the next week training, and then I have to start working on the workbook. That is the 4th priority right now. Okay. So like this, you can prioritize your task as per the importance and urgency of your task. So there are few tips 2 tips I would say I would give over here to how to manage your time. Every morning or night, decide your top 3 tasks to be done. Batch similar task together. जो एक जैसे काम है उनको एक साथ बंच में टैग करो. Avoid multitasking. Keep checking the deadlines. Sometimes there are urgency, right? Lots of urgent work which are there on our table. So आप ये चीज सोचो, जब सब चीज urgent हो जाता है ना, nothing is urgent. When everything becomes urgent, nothing is urgent. हमें उस काम को करने से पहले we need to ask, इस काम से क्या impact होना है, किसको impact होना है, what is the deadline, what are the consequences of delay, who needs to be informed. Okay, so these 4 things are really important to consider if there are a lot of urgent work on your table. And always remember to prioritize things as per the stakeholders, as per your process of work. That will streamline everything and make your process very smooth, and you will be very much stress free and work would be very easy for you now. Next time when 10 people text you or call you, don't panic. Pause, think, relax, and then list down the things, list down the stakeholders, list down their needs, list down the tasks they have shared, and prioritize as per the guidance I have shared. Okay, so अगर आपको ये वीडियो पसंद आया हो, please share among your friends, family. To grow more, to learn more, please subscribe my channel. और ऐसे ही प्यार देते रहें, support करते रहें. Thank you so much. Bye bye.